So the Barrie Colts are in the final stretch towards the 2025 OHL playoffs, and right now, at the time of recording, 1 point away from clinching that playoff spot. And today we are joined by Grayson Tiller. Grayson, are you eager to get that point to get ready for a good postseason run?
Yeah, for sure. We were real excited last night for that game, and we just felt like we didn't bring it the way that we should have. But we want to really clinch tomorrow, and that's the mindset in our dressing room right now.
And I was looking over your stats because I was like, oh, Grayson's been on the team for a couple years, but I didn't realize this is already your fourth season in the OHL. Does it feel like it's flown by for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy to be honest. I've 4 years have run by so quickly, and every year you get to Christmas, and then the back half just goes by so quick, and we're already almost at playoffs now, and the most exciting time of the year is coming.
And this season, you've been contributing a little more offensively. You also had that hat trick, I believe it was back in November. Was that something you were wanting to work on this year, is to contribute offensively?
Yeah, for sure. That was a piece of my game that we all thought that I could have added to my game, and I try and help out and offensively when I can, but I want to stick to my game and be myself and be do the good things that I'm good at too, which is defend, shut down the other team's top line, and this year I've been able to sprinkle in my offense too, which has been nice.
And the defensive core right now, it seems pretty dynamic. You got different abilities, qualities with any defensive partner that you have night in, night out. Does that make it a little more exciting for you as a defenseman, knowing that you have different combos out there and just getting a chance to try different things when you're out there on the ice?
Yeah, for sure. The pairings have been moved around quite a bit with injuries and illnesses and suspensions. So it's always fun playing with different guys and playing against different teams. And, every partner has their own attributes that they bring. And it's nice to see what chemistry works well together.
Now, you're from Stony Creek, Ontario. Growing up, were you following the OHL quite a bit? Because I know we had the Hamilton Bulldogs there for a bit, but they're most so an American Hockey League team growing up for you, were they not?
Yeah, I grew up really in Niagara though. So I grew up a Ice Dog fan. And so I only really moved to Stony Creek for 1 year to play minor midget. But before then, I was a Niagara boy. So I kind of grew up with the Ice Dogs.
And was there anyone growing up that kind of stood out to you that you're like, if I make the OHL, I want to be similar to that player?
No, not really. It was more the NHL. I always like Drew Doughty, just the way that he plays the game, hard, physical, shuts down the other team's top line every night, can log a lot of minutes, and he still can produce offensively too.
And he also has that great hockey smile.
Yes.
So for you this season, I know there's a lot of high expectations for the Barrie Colts going into this playoffs, but looking back at this year, what stood out to you about this team? Because it seems like you guys have a pretty tight-knit group.
Yeah, we're very close, and I feel like out of my 4 years, I feel like this is the tightest group that we've had here. We do a lot of things as a team. Everyone's on the same page. We hold each other accountable in that dressing room, and we're all in it together because we all have the same goal in mind.
And for you going into next year, it could be your overage season. Are you thinking about that at all? That your OHL journey could be coming to an end as early as next season?
No, to be honest, I think everyone in that room, I can speak for everyone. Everyone's focused on this year. No one's focused on next year. We have one goal in mind, and that's to win this year, and that's what we want to do. And no one's really focusing on next year.
And you guys only have about 15 games remaining on the schedule. How important is it to stay focused on the task at hand and to limit any sort of bad habits to creep in there and before the playoffs?
Yeah, we got to focus on our details. We got to really focus on our defensive game, focus on our scoring chances against, and really tighten up defensively right before the playoffs. And, I feel like in the playoffs, all those things become much more important than they are already. So we just got to tighten up those details and we'll be good.
And do you ever look back on that playoff series against the Oshawa Generals, how tight that was last year? And, you've got that, that fire burning to, extend that playoff run after a great experience last year?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like even for a lot of young guys in that dressing room last year, we were the 8 seed, but we gave Oshawa everything that they could handle. And, that's playoff hockey. And we got our goal is to finish first, and an 8 seed's going to try and do the same to us. So we can't let that happen. And we got to definitely take them out.
And this weekend, big weekend for you guys. You've got the Kitchener Rangers on the road Friday night. That's a team that's near the top of the Western Conference standings. How important is it to get off to a quick start, especially when you're playing in a building like the Odd?
Yeah, the Odd's one of the best buildings in the OHL, and we got to come out, we got to be fast, physical, and take it to them the first 5 minutes. We can't get put on our heels. We need to put them on their heels in the first 5 minutes and really take it to them.
Well, Grayson, all the best the rest of the season, and thanks for doing this.
No problem. Thank you.
So that's Barrie Colts defenseman Grayson Tiller, and yeah, the Barrie Colts right now dealing with a bit of an illness in the room. And if you watch the game on Tuesday night when the Barrie Colts were in Kingston, you'll notice that Marty Williamson also not on the bench as something's going through the team, and this does happen periodically. You see teams going through this as it's just that time of year with the bugs and whatnot, but. For guys like Grayson Tiller trying to find ways to dig deep and still try and get those points. And of course, the Barrie Colts, at the time of recording, 1 point away from clinching their ticket to the 2025 OHL playoffs. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't clicked subscribe already. And we'll talk to you again soon.